Economic transformation in India. The economic transformation of India is one of the great business stories of our time, as stifling government regulation have been lifted. Entrepreneurship has flourished, and the country has become a high-powered center of information technology and pharmaceuticals. Indian companies like Infosys and Wipro are powerful global players, while Western firms like GE and IBM now have major research facilities in India, employing thousands. India's seemingly endless flow of young, motivated engineers, scientists, and managers offering develop work skills at developing work wages is held to be putting American jobs at risk, and the country is frequently heralded as the next economic superpower. But India has run into a surprising hitch on its way to superpower status. Its inexhaustible supply of workers is becoming exhausted. Although uh, India has one of the youngest workforce on the planet, head of Infosys said recently that there was an acute shortage of skilled manpower, and a study by Hewitt Associates projects that this year salaries for skilled worker will rise 14.5%. A sure sign that demand for skilled labor is outstripping supply. How is this possible in a country that every year produces 2.5 million college graduates and 400,000 engineers? Start with the fact that just 10% of Indians get any kind of post secondary education, compared with some 50% would do in the US. Moreover, of them 10%, the vast majority go to one of India's 17,000 colleges, many of which are closer to community college than to 4 years institutions. India does have more than 300 universities, but a recent survey by the London Times Higher Education Supplement put only two of them among the top 100 in the world. Many Indian graduates, therefore, enter the workforce with a low level of skills. A current study led by Vivek Wadhwa of Duke University has found that if you define engineer by US standards, India produces just 170,000 engineers a year, not 400,000. Emphasis that says that of 1 to 3 million applicants for job last year, found only 2% acceptable. There was a time when many economics believed that post-secondary education did have much impact on economic growth. The really important educational gains they thought came from giving rudimentary skills to a large number of people, which India still needs to do. At least 30% of the population is illiterate. They believe that in economic terms, society got a very low rate of return on its investment in higher education. But Lately, that assumption has been overtuned, and the social rate of return of on investment in university education in India has been calculated at an impressive 9 or 10%. In other words, every dollar India puts into higher education creates value for economy as a whole. Yet India spends roughly 3.5% of its GDP on education, significantly below the percentage spent by the US, even though India population is much younger and spending on education should be proportionately higher. The irony of the current situation is that India was once considered to be overeducated. In the 70s, as its economy language, it seemed to be a country with too many engineers and PhDs working as clerk in government office. Once the Indian business climate loosened up, so that means companies could have a backlog of hundreds of thousands of either skilled workers at their disposal. Unfortunately, the educational system didn't adjust to the new reality. Between 1985 and